Well, greetings and salutations, everyone. I hope everyone is doing well. Still, how about a middle of the night or early morning bonus upload? And this one is absolutely crazy. Some information that I came across. It's not just United States military and government, it's actually Canadian government and military are involved with these very strange creatures and underground military installations. Before we get into it, though, a couple links. As you know, I rely on Patreon, PayPal, and the merch to help the channel to continue to grow and go. Links to Patreon and PayPal are in the description below. Merch displayed directly under the video. Also, Dogman Frightening Encounters, Volume 1 through 3, the audiobook versions. They were written and researched by Tom Lyons, narrated and produced by me, Jeff Nadolny. Those audiobooks are available on Audible, Amazon, and iTunes, links to which are also in the description as well. And finally, last but definitely not least, if you'd really like to help support this channel to continue to grow and go, simply subscribe. It doesn't cost you a cent. Click that like button, takes half a second. If you don't want to miss out on any of the informative uploads I put out daily, click that bell icon, and folks, please leave a comment. Why? Well, because all these things, they really do help this channel to continue to grow and go, and they definitely matter. Now, everyone, I have taken far too much of your time. Let's jump into tonight's middle of the night bonus, shall we? Everybody's talking about the New World Order and a one world government, but according to the former Canadian military officer, nobody wants to believe its true sinister nature lies in mysterious surrounding thousands of deep underground military bases scattered throughout the world. Here is his story. Timothy of Canada tells of a wild story. A story of underground military bases where animal and human sacrifices nourish the bowels of creatures that have inhabited the earth long before man arrived. He doesn't expect anyone to believe him, saying most people will think he's talking science fiction anyway. But nevertheless, he feels compelled to speak, feeling compelled to risk life and limb as the New World Order zeroes in on the last stages of its incredible worldwide population reduction plan. They have been delaying with their plan to reduce the world's population by 80%, but the globalists are now stepping up their activities. Timothy, who refuses to use his real name, in an extended conversation this week from Germany, where he's employed in an aerospace industry. I'm not about to use my name, risking incarceration, as I would be in violation of our country's State Secrets Act. Also, do you know that more than 3,000 people have been killed for trying to talk about what goes on in these underground bases? It's basically a death sentence when you start getting too close to the nerve center of the real New World Order plans. And Timothy says the real heart and soul of the New World Order plan lies in a mysterious underground military bases scattered all over the world, including roughly 30 in Canada, 140 in the United States, and more than 1,500 worldwide. He became privy to this top secret information when he served as a junior officer in the Canadian Armed Forces in the Aerospace Engineering Branch, while working at one of the top secret deep underground military bases at Cold Lake in Canada. And what he learned, and what he has been researching ever since leaving the military, is how this network of underground bases not only houses and conceals non-human life forms with incredible powers, but conceals an underground warehouse of sophisticated superhuman technology used for mind control, advanced military weaponry, and weather manipulation, with the eventual goal of depopulating the world. Most people, including most of the so-called patriots, are sincere about defeating the New World Order, but they are really looking in the wrong direction. They need to uncover, expose, and alert the people of the world what's going on below the Earth's surface, said Timothy, who likes to talk in a machine gun rapid-fire fashion, as he recalled first being alerted to the underground military base phenomenon when he researched the mysterious events surrounding cattle mutilations in Alberta, Canada, in the 70s. It is very dangerous, and you could be killed if you try and expose what the globalists are doing with this network of tunnels and underground facilities. But I have ended my silence, since they are now in the final stages of their plan. Remember when AIDS being manufactured? Well, what's in store for mankind is now much worse, and we need to do everything we can to try and stop the destruction of the world as we know it. Although Timothy's story can be easily dismissed as pure fantasy, stories like his have a funny way of getting under our skin. A funny way of creeping up on you right before you fall asleep at night. They have a strange way, no matter how outlandish and unbelievable they are, to solicit questions in your mind. What if he's telling the truth? And what if these sinister plans and military bases really do exist? Even though Timothy has promised from his undisclosed location in Germany to provide names of at least 3 other people, making this initial story an ongoing saga, he provided a battery of questions, and perhaps a scientific, Shakespearean sorts of interim explaining why he decided to go public, and why it's imperative to uncover the secrets of the underground military bases. With an outbreak of the flu, I feel compelled to break my silence. Maybe some of you have heard the term New World Order and feel confused about its significance. From this point, let's put everything into this series of hypotheticals. Maybe I do not wish to break the Official Secrets Act and wind up incarcerated. Let's pretend I am about to reveal ultra-sensitive information to you. Please approach this with an open mind. In the late 70s, I became aware of cattle mutilation phenomenon living in Alberta, Canada. The reasons given were unusual for this, and it was suppression of the outcry and true angst I sensed from the cattle farmers protesting outside of Calgary that first got to me. This was the first time I realized there was something seriously wrong. The hush-hush of this left a lasting impression. Let us assume I served as a junior officer in the Canadian Armed Forces in the Aerospace Engineering Branch. One base was in Cold Lake. The members of this base wondered innocently why this was the only base where it was required to always wear a black radiation exposure detector. Maybe this is due to the deep underground military base or DUMS with unusual aerial phenomenon a few hundred statute miles north, almost straight in a line with Cold Lake bordering with Saskatchewan. What if you were to realize that Canada has over 30 DUMS, and its neighbor to the south has 140 active DUMS? Worldwide, there are now over 1,500 DUMS. Let us assume all North American DUMS are connected below by an oxygenated magnetic train from Krupp, Germany, and are able to reach Mach 2, having the tunnels vacuumed of air to eliminate air resistance. Adjacent to this is a subterranean tunnel highway. Let us assume that many of these bases are actually underground cities for beings that in actuality have resided here for millennia. Do you have the courage to believe this? All patriots who are willing to resist this New World Order should realize that globalists who have submitted are not only the problem, maybe they have sold the rest of us out thinking they will survive and not be enslaved as the remaining. What if by 2029 the global population is to be massively reduced, the remaining subjects enslaved and hauled off to underground slave labor factories to serve the global elite? What if the SDI project is in real a weaponry system to ward off unwanted guests? Maybe all countries are fighting secretly a global war against strangers once they realized in the late 70s that true intentions of the inhabitants of these domes were pure evil beyond belief. What if society could not handle the truth? What if Eisenhower decided at home and Air Force Base keeping things secret would prevent mass panic and decay into total anarchy? Examining the panic Y2K generated, has society become more courageous in time? I, for one, forgive Eisenhower. What if over 8 million humans have literally been devoured by residents of these bases, the majority nourishing themselves with human glandular secretions? I don't expect anyone to believe this, but let us assume I have been privy to a lot of this horrific information. Let us assume that in reality, there are 143 elements in the periodic table. Maybe the only way the SR-75 can reach Mach 9 is by using metal technology not of this world. Maybe the stealth aircraft uses special coatings combined with electrochemical electronic countermeasures. Maybe this is why the stealth never were used when it rained in former Yugoslavia. Maybe the cloaking technology successfully tested at the Tonopaz Range and S2 employs high-frequency helix devices in the leading edges of the newest generational vehicles, refracting light, making the aircraft invisible. Maybe I have dealt with the metallurgic technology with crystalline structures not of this earth. Maybe the general public has been kept in the dark for many decades. I wish things were not the way they are. Nobody has the right to sell anyone out. Maybe I would not be revealing anything if I was not certain that all the secrecy and timeline is reaching a climax. We are all going to have to assert ourselves beyond belief. We have been lied to, and we thought we were doing our best for betterment. I know mankind is destroying its planet, but I refuse to be enslaved. I am sick of the lies and the New World Order agenda. Maybe the force driving it resides in these bases. If you sense your freedoms are being revoked, then you are not mistaken. After the last element of gun control was implemented, all freedoms will be removed within 10-year period of time. Never surrender your weapons. I wish this was not happening, and I have had many sleepless nights, but for me, I can't stand it anymore. Never believe that one world government is good for us. Observe the dismantling of nations now and how the UN is taking over. I wondered back then, why is the Canadian military shrinking? This is no accident. The American military is becoming more and more the global force, combined with NATO. What can we do? Well, I know this. I will not cooperate with anyone who has sold me out. I will fight for every right I have, simultaneously enjoying the freedom of technology when it still exists. Not for long, though. I will not believe whatever the WHO dictates. Don't believe anything. Examine the new Denver International Airport. Maybe in reality, below it's massive dome with 8 levels. Why does the fence point inward? Why the unusual security? Maybe the tent spires are in actuality large ventilation shafts to a subterranean level. Start with this airport, please. If you can't find anything bizarre there, then I feel sorry for you. I do believe in God. He has given us faith. The New Testament in the book of Genesis refers of the Son of God. The Old Testament refers to the sons of God. Both refer to the serpent or demons. Maybe the residents of the domes are what was meant by a serpent race. God bless you. Remember this information, and revealing it is not without peril. Be wise. A former Canadian officer has made public information he had access to while working at an underground base in Cold Lake, Canada. Alright folks, I hope you enjoyed this middle of the night or early morning bonus upload as much as I enjoyed sharing it with you. Wow, some absolutely crazy, mind-blowing information. The serpent creatures, man. Are these cryptids products of life forms from different dimensions, different planets? Are they demons? Are these creatures that we call aliens demons? Who knows? But it is crazy to think about. Guys, I hope you all enjoyed it, though. Please, everyone, stay safe, happy, healthy, and ever vigilant. Keeping an eye on your children, your pets, your family, and loved ones. Your support is truly appreciated. It is what makes this channel continue to grow and go, and what makes it so special. God bless every single one of you.